Afternoon. More vectors, this time in two parts. So as usual, let's not worry about the question, let's worry about the information. So top three lines, all on the diagram. Let's get over it. Next bit though, very important, as I've mentioned on other videos, get rid of ratios. They're no good. Get in the ratio of 3 to 1, 3/4, 1/4. 1 to 3 this time, all the way around, 1/4, 3/4. And we've got this line here. This is going to be the first problem, E to H. It's not involved in the question, hasn't been mentioned yet. So let's just have a look at this line, E to H. E to H is going to be the vector negative A, positive B, which is definitely going to play a part because in order to get from D to X, I'm going to need to go from D to H, and I'm going to need to go a quarter of H to E. H to E happens to be in the opposite direction to E to H, so I'm going to simply change the signs. All right, might have been easier if I'd have started it, but I didn't know which direction the question was going to go. So we need to add on a quarter of A and add on a quarter of negative B. As we can see, simplifies quite nicely. B, take away a quarter B, we end up with 3/4 B, and the quarter A. Nothing simplifies with that. And that, as you can see, is part B done. Now, as with a lot of these ABs, they give you part A as a show. So even if you can't sort out part A, don't let it put you off from attempting part B. So like I said a bit earlier, in order so I don't have to keep flicking backwards and forwards, I actually know what part B says. Part B is asking us, is dxf a straight line? Now dx has already been found. So now let's worry about df. Now, whenever they ask you about are 3 points on a straight line, I'm going to leave the wordy part to yourselves. Just make sure you get in that they start at D, and if they are parallel, as in they have the same direction, then they must have the same multiple of one another's vectors. So let's see if D to F is some kind of multiple of this. It's a 4 marker, so I'm assuming there's a fair bit of work. Haven't done this one before, but let's see. So how on earth do we get from D to F? Well, part of that journey is going to involve E to G. So let's have a quick look at the vector. How do we get from E to G? Well, the long way round, negative 8 and 9b. So that takes us all that way around. Now, I'm only going to need a quarter of that. So E to F is going to be a negative a quarter A and 9/4 of B. That's my journey from E to F. So now we can do D to F, because D to F is just going to be an A, and it's going to be E to F, which is what we've worked out up top. Whoops. Let's simplify. A take away a quarter A, so we've got 3/4, and we've got 9/4 of B. Compare what we've got for DF to what they gave us and what we showed in part A for DX. If I take DF, I'm going to take a 3 out. And when I take a 3 out, I'm hoping it becomes obvious. As you can see, DF is a multiple of DX. So again, in your own words, but I usually go with they both start at D. One is a multiple of the other, hence they're in the same direction. So same starting point and parallel shows that they are on a straight line. Try and narrow that down, but that's the key points to get across in your own words. Obviously, you won't remember that word for word, but get across they start at D and they go in the same direction, exactly the same. The multiple, the scalar quantity, just means it's larger, bigger, or in this case, larger, bigger, not always. But hopefully that sorts out the question for you, and I hope you've taken away something from that. Thanks for watching.